I was puking like every day for 2 weeks. My eyes would go like side to side, just like out of control, like whack. It was really scary for a long time. My name's Dylan Kade, and I know zero.
You got bit by a mosquito, and then where did you go from
Yeah,
there?
I got bit by a mosquito, and I think within like 2 days, I was puking my guts out. Puked 11 times in a day, and then like 10 times, and I was puking like every day for 2 weeks, a lot.
Wow, man.
I had 104 fever, and I had this headache all around my scalp. Was just like throbbing pain, like constantly. And I'd have every so often, my eyes would go like side to side, just like out of control, like whack. And it was just really scary. It felt like I wasn't in control of my body, and it was really scary for a long time.
Wow, man. I mean, at what point though, from the time that you got checked in, then, and then having to be transferred, would you say that it was that at the worst point, or did it actually take a turn and get worse?
It got worse for till middle of July. I ended up getting on a ventilator for I think 2 weeks. I couldn't eat any
Wow.
food. I couldn't drink any water, and I was pretty much in a coma. I couldn't move anything. I couldn't breathe on my own, and I had to relearn everything
Wow, man.
from
I mean,
scratch.
do you remember anything that happened while you were actually in a coma?
It was like hallucinations. I remember the nurses' faces, but it seemed like they weren't. It wasn't in a hospital. It was in like somewhere else, and I had weird dreams of. It was always like someone was out to get me and like kill me.
Wow.
Like I felt like I was constantly running from somebody, trying to avoid dying.
Dang, man. I mean, did you lose weight during that time too, compared to what?
Oh, I lost 50 pounds. So I was 195 and got down to 145. But
Wow,
I'm
man.
already up to 182 now.
Putting it back in then, huh?
Yeah.
No, man. I was gonna say then, when you were going through that process, and waking up and then realizing that you couldn't talk, but then learning to talk again, and then having to go through the motions of, your motor skills. Can I move my hands? Can I move my feet? Were there ever moments that, you know, made it even like it just hit you that said, "Wow, this is one of the hardest things that I've ever had to go through, and I'm not sure if I'm ever going to be able to do that again, but I'm not going to stop."
Oh yeah. Yeah, there's hands down nothing in my life that I've gone through that even comes close to what I just went through. Um, like it was hard to stay positive about it because I was just laying in bed and couldn't move my legs at all. So I was just like sitting in bed all day, and
Hmm.
it's not who I am. I like to be up and moving around and active. And so it just took a lot of patience and just trusting that it'll get better. And yeah, I was just like, always fighting, even at the darkest moments when they didn't know what was going to happen to me. I just always was fighting, and just wanted to be back to where I was.
What would you say that the moment was in your entire experience from waking up till, relearning to walk or moving, that really just clicked to you and said, "You know what? No, I've got this. And I'm just going to keep moving forward."
I think when I started getting movement in my legs again, that was the time where like, all right, we can do this. We just got to really work hard to it, and not complain, not make excuses. But it was definitely hard to do that because it's easy to be impatient because I was laying in bed for 2 months,
Hmm.
and so yeah, it just took me to trust the process, trust the PTs, they know what they're doing, and yeah, just eventually I'd be able to walk again, and that was the end goal. So
I mean, what was the first thing too, even going through, physical therapy? Was there ever moments that were just extremely tough, or did you actually have these moments where they had to try to stop you to to not do anymore?
Yeah, actually, at the beginning, the PTs would be like, "All right, call it there," and I'm like, "No, I'm gonna do like 5 more." Yeah, I did that quite a bit, and they were pretty surprised by that. Progress has been incredible. I'm back to squatting again. I'm back to deadlifting. I can do like, biking and rowing, and I can jump. I can do like single unders, and I can do muscle ups, bench press, pretty much anything upper body I can do as well.
With your drive and also just that competitive side of just knowing that you're not going to quit, and that competition is really just with, I think, the progress that you had the day before, just always trying to do better.
Uh-huh.
Do you think that that was a major piece to why you were able to pull yourself out of it and also take those steps and move your feet and then get to the air squatting and then get back in the gym? Would you say that that's probably it?
Yeah, I 100% agree with that, because I just look for the little improvements each day. Like you said, the 1% better every day. And since I was always seeing progress, it's always kept me happy. But there's also times where, I compare myself to where I was before this, and it's just a little upsetting. But because I'm not perfect, so I just gotta really focus on being better instead of being, competitive. Because I'm nowhere near where I was before. And if I just keep getting 1% better every day, eventually I'll be back to where I was or even better.
Do you feel like this is something that will always be there, that reminds you that you can pretty much overcome anything?
Without a doubt. And I think it leaves, or I'm really grateful that it happened, because it's just given me this incredible opportunity to, have a good legacy. It just makes the opportunity for an incredible comeback.
For anybody else that might be going through something extremely tough right now, whether that's, a near-death experience or just something that they believe is incredibly, incredibly rough for them to get through, what would you tell them just based on what you've already experienced?
I'd say that at the end of the struggle, there's always a bright side to it. You need to understand that darkness is always temporary. It's never gonna, as long as you keep fighting and don't give into it, there's always gonna be a light at the end. It might take 2 years, it might take a week, it might take 5 days, whatever. So you just have to stay optimistic about it and keep fighting through it. My name's Dylan Kade, and I know zero.